Hello everyone, my name is Kimberly Bartlett. I'm a lighting engineer. It's my main thing. I'm an out lesbian and I'm a member of Pride and Sense Volunteer Force. I am outthinker number 41. I'm really annoyed about that. I was sitting there thinking, as soon as Alfredo told me he's 40. Oh, wow. Oh, well. So I'm an engineer. I work for a company called WSP. We work around the world, and hopefully I'm going to give you a bit of interesting information about light today. So, in the beginning, well, not that beginning, obviously, at the start of humanity, it was totally different to now. It was a very dark place, it was dangerous, there were lots of things that wanted to eat us. Somehow we actually managed to survive. I don't know how, because we are awful, awful creatures. We, from the point of view of us biologically, from the point of the eye, we're crap, quite frankly. We have an issue with our vision where we can't see in low light, and this is something that has plagued us from day one, and it still does now. The problem was that everything around us was very good at seeing in the night, and did like to try and take a chunk out of us. So, this is an example of the biological problem we had being terrible humans way back when. So the picture on the right hand side is what wants to eat us back at the beginning of humanity. Now when the sun's out, we're fine. We can just about make out that creature. The second the sun starts to go down, the biological changes in our eye mean that we can't see a thing. So in the light we use photopic vision. We use the rods, the cones in our eyes that allow us to see full acuity and in colour. So we can see almost everything around us. The second that the sun starts to go down, those cones stop working and they're replaced by what's called a rod cell. That rod cell sees naff all except black and white and grainy. So as you come into the darkness, this lovely lion suddenly disappears into the grass. Now obviously we're still here, so we must have been doing something right to not be eaten by every creature back then. And what we did was we adapted the world instead of adapting ourselves. We actually bucked the trend of evolution. Whereas all the other animals will work around their environment to get better and to survive through natural selection, humans have a habit of making the world work for us. Ayn Rand said it perfectly. The difference between animals and humans is that animals change themselves for the environment, but humans change the environment for themselves. How did we do this? We conquered fire. Some guy in a cave way back when, about 1.5 million years ago, accidentally set fire to something and didn't run away. In doing so, that person changed the whole history for mankind. We harnessed that and used it to our advantage. We used it to light our areas, to provide warmth for our families, to protect ourselves, and to actually cook our food. So another thing there, we didn't die of food poisoning as much, which was quite useful. The thing is, for us, we can't carry a fire around. Anyone who's held a match too long realises it doesn't do well. So we adapted again. So instead of getting asbestos fingers, we created torches, lamps, etc. So we could actually move the fire around. We could move that light wherever we needed it to ward off the animals, to move to the areas we needed to be and to be safe. We could work through the night using these lights. We didn't have to stop when the sun went down. We didn't have to stop hunting or moving around. We didn't have to stop socialising, which meant that our brains moved very fast through biological processes to become the amazing creatures we are today. We had to make way to get to these new pursuits. So that is technology, and that's what we're so good at. Oops. I told you I would be sorry. I am one of the clumsiest people in the world. Right, so anyone who's been to Italy may notice this in Pompeii. I'm still Italian myself, I come from Sicily. That is Mount Vesuvius in the background, which destroyed basically the entire city and cocooned everyone. Before that happened, the ancient Roman people of the area put these tiny white stones in between the larger stones on the roads to act as a cat's eye. So in order to move around and not get hit by a chariot, they used these white little stones to reflect moonlight and their lamps as they moved through the world. It ensured that they did not get flattened unless they were drunk. Which was probably quite a lot back then, to be fair. It doesn't stop now, honestly. So this is the important thing. This is actually 6,000 years before the Common Era. It's a long, long time ago. It's proof of how much we've come forward with our technology. But of course, we needed more. We can't just move around with a candle and a lamp. We need to keep going. We've got so much to do. Our minds are great. We just don't stop. Anyone who's anyone sits there and thinks, I like this. I've done really well. What can I do better? What can I carry on and do better? Because I'm bored now. So, we used candles, more or less. We did discover there was a problem with those. If you think back to Dickens and Bob Cratchit, if you're working under candlelight for 16 hours a day, you'd probably be blind by the time you're 30, if you live that long. There's the issues as well of burning paraffin lamps. Yes, they're great, they do what they need to do, however they've been linked to lung diseases. So you'd probably die before 30 as well. And then of course, you have the poor match girls who were making the matches to let you burn that candle, who ended up with that lovely disease phossy jaw, where their jaw disintegrated and glowed in the dark. Useful? Very useful. Not so much though. So our needs have constantly outstripped our technology, which led to electric light. And this was a big change in our life. For humanity to harness the power of electricity meant that we could do anything. You can see all these different ways that we've used light. We've used it to move around our cities, to move around in our world, to feel comfortable and safe in our homes. We've used it to bring healthcare to the forefront of technology, to allow us to see in minute detail. We use exceptionally bright lights to create super important X-rays. I'm sure I'm talking to the right people here. You guys know what I'm talking about. Incredible amounts of light. But it doesn't stop there. Humans are a really weird breed. We like to make things creative. We like to feel comfortable and excited. We like to evoke emotion. We like to feel better than each other. So we started using architectural lighting. So we've got our lovely rainbow bridge. I'm going to press something. Rainbow bridges. This is the thing that we were saying, we're amazing. Look at us. This is fantastic. We create light shows that get us excited for the band that's about to play. We've taken everything here. So you can, if you think about light as an option, we actually have the ability to crowd control. Using light, I can force you to move from one side of the room to another, and you won't even notice, because your brain is not wired that way. We use it to create a symbol or a sign. So you can see in your rearview mirror a blue beacon, you're going to get out of the way because it's something important. We tell people things through lighting. The red light district, for example, everybody knows what that's for. It's very easy, and it's the light that tells you that. But it doesn't stop there. We've actually gone beyond this to force our human body to change. We use light to invoke the circadian rhythm and change the way we work. If we change the lights in an office, I can make you work longer, and I can make you feel comfortable doing it, until you walk out that door and realise the sun's gone down and you're knackered. And yet, if I did it the other way, I could make you fall asleep at 3 o'clock in the afternoon if I wanted to. Because that's the way light is so powerful to the human biology. And we've been doing this for hundreds and hundreds of years. But again, it doesn't stop there. So after this, we've actually gone to a brand new level, which is light and using data transfer for light. So, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is the next big thing. You've probably never heard of it. It's effectively a light like any of these, an LED light. There's one tiny LED blinker in the corner that blinks faster than you could ever see. Your mind and your eye will not catch up with it, but it will blink a binary code to all of the equipment in the room and transfer data. This is Wi-Fi, no wires, no issues, no extra things you have to install. It's just a light. And that will work up to 1,000 times faster than your average Wi-Fi. You have 10,000 times bandwidth. You can transfer data so fast and so hard that you wouldn't even know what to do with it. And it's such a powerful tool. It's still in its infancy, obviously. You know, you don't see it everywhere, otherwise everyone would be super fast on YouTube all the time and not actually doing any work. Cat videos are the best. Just so. But as you see, it's a very terribly powerful tool. If you're sitting there in a hospital, you may not have the ability to interact with that hospital because it could be a listed building, you've got not really a lot of room, you don't really want to be digging up parts of the hospital to actually do something. With this, you just change a light. And in changing a light, you create access to data to everybody all the time. Even there's a guy over there that's just cocked up on me, he's on his tablet. He's a bit bored. This doctor here is able to get real-time information about this patient at any point. His x-rays or her x-rays that have just been sent through are on that tablet within a millisecond. It's fantastically important. At the moment, they're doing a case study in the Paris Metro, and I'm going over time, sorry. There's a case study in the Paris Metro where they're using it to guide blind people. They're using an earpiece, which will use Wi-Fi, to tell them when to turn, when to stop, where to go to get to their train, to prevent them from having accidents and getting in the way. But there's endless possibilities. You can use it in healthcare. This is a really important one. All these studies suggest that if you use light and correct light, you can actually speed up healing, and you can increase mood, and in doing that, that also speeds up healing. You can use it to help autistic people to understand the world around them and allow them to deal in a sensory way where they don't get overwhelmed. There's light therapy in use in our hospitals and in homes to help you to get over seasonal affective disorder and depression, which was the tagline of my talk. I had to put a captain, sorry. This is the other best form of antidepressant, just to give you a... So the use of light actually increases the levels of serotonin and reduces your melatonin, which will make you happier and make you able to deal with the world a bit easier. So, after all that, you're probably wondering what on earth this has to do with LGBT History Month. This is what it has to do with LGBT History Month. As we've seen, light is incredibly important for humans in general. It's important for our health and our happiness. As a community, LGBT people actually suffer with mental health more than anyone else. These are figures from Public Health England, and they speak volumes. They speak for themselves. So, as you can see, we are over half of us are likely to self-harm at some point in our life, compared to around a quarter of heterosexual people. Nearly half of us have considered suicide, compared to a quarter of young heterosexual people. This one down here in the corner is actual suicide attempts. People who have actually tried to take their life. Gay and lesbian, men and women. Then you go to the black and minority ethnic community, it goes up. Bisexuals, it goes up. If you're unlucky enough to be a bisexual with a disability, it's even higher. 10% of bisexual women with a disability have thought about killing themselves at some point in their life. This one is actual suicides. And this is the trans community. Over 11% of trans people have considered killing themselves in the last year. This is in 2012, so it's probably worse now. Over 33% have attempted it at least once in their life. Over 3% have attempted it at least 10 times. It's terrifying. And I'm coming out today as one of these statistics for you guys. I am one of those young self-harmers, and I am one of those young people who consider suicide. But I'm life proof that it does get better. So, to end on a slightly nicer note, this also is why life is important and why light is important to us as an LGBT group. This is our beloved rainbow. Everybody knows it. You're all wearing it. This is a product of light. Not many people understand it. And the rainbow shows us a side of light we don't always get to see. This is white light from the sun split. And it perfectly mimics our pride flag, because every single one of those colours is a person from our community, and we all have an important part to play. If you take one of those colours away, we have no rainbow, we have no light. We can't see, we can't live, we can't eat. Together, we're very important. We have to move together to be able to see each other and to be seen. We can do something amazing. So really what I'm trying to say is that we're all part of something bigger, and I've connected it to my love of light. So thank you, everyone.